What if the reason you can finally breathe around him isn't because he's different, but because you are? What if safety doesn't come from how hard you chase, but from finally realizing you don't have to? Let's pause for a second. Think about how long you've been running, maybe not physically, but emotionally. Trying to be understood, trying to be enough, trying to keep love from slipping away. For many women, love has always meant movement. You learn early that affection isn't given freely. It's something you earn by anticipating someone else's needs. That becomes the rhythm of your nervous system, a kind of quiet sprint that never ends. Imagine your emotional world as a running track. You've spent years circling it, chasing closeness. Sometimes you catch it for a second, the text, the smile, the moment of warmth, and then it slips away and you're back to running. The track becomes familiar. Your muscles memorize the chase. It starts to feel like home. Then one day, you meet someone who doesn't make you chase. He stands still. He offers care without conditions, attention without confusion. And instead of peace, your first feeling is panic. Your body, used to motion, doesn't know what to do with stillness. It whispers, "This can't be real. Something's wrong." This is where most people get it wrong. They think the discomfort means the connection lacks chemistry. But what's really happening is that your nervous system is recalibrating. It's learning that love can exist without pursuit, that safety can replace the sprint. When you've lived in chase mode for years, rest feels suspicious. You might even test it, pulling back, picking fights, waiting for him to prove he'll stay. Not because you want drama, but because your body is searching for the familiar cues that used to mean love. It's asking, where's the tension? Where's the uncertainty? You're not broken for feeling that way. You're just tuned to an old frequency, the kind that confuses effort with importance, unpredictability with intimacy. You learned to equate love with work, not because you wanted to, but because that was the only version you were shown. Take a slow breath, notice your shoulders, feel how they rise, as if bracing for impact. That's the residue of all the running, the waiting for the next emotional curveball. And then he arrives, the one who's consistent, the one who calls when he says he will, the one who listens without interrupting. And suddenly, you're uneasy. You wonder if maybe the spark is missing. But that stillness you feel, that's not boredom, that's safety, quietly reintroducing itself. Let's slow down here. Think of the woman who's used to decoding mixed signals. She meets a man who's transparent. He says what he means. At first, it feels too simple, almost flat. She keeps looking for hidden meanings, waiting for him to pull away. When he doesn't, she's left, face to face with calm, and calm feels foreign. Or the woman who spent her life trying to earn affection. She meets someone who gives it freely, and her first instinct is to shrink back. She's never had to receive before. She's only known how to perform. Then there's the woman who opens up about her fears and braces for rejection, but instead, he leans in. He stays. And she doesn't know how to handle that kind of consistency. Her nervous system, tuned to unpredictability, keeps scanning for danger that isn't there. If any of this feels familiar, you're not alone. It's what happens when your body starts unlearning chase-based love. The racing, the guessing, the endless analysis, all of that is the body's way of trying to manage uncertainty. But real love doesn't need management, it needs presence. Now, take another slow breath. Imagine stepping off that running track, your feet touching soft grass, no stopwatch, no finish line, just stillness. It feels strange at first, like forgetting what to do with your hands when the music stops. But stay there, let the quiet hold you. That's where the healing begins, not in motion, but in rest. And as you notice that shift, keep this in mind. The man who doesn't make you chase isn't dull. He's safe. And safety is the soil where love can finally grow without fear of being uprooted. Keep that thought for a moment. Let it settle in your body. The idea that peace doesn't mean something's missing. It means you're finally home. Keep that image in mind, your feet on soft grass, your breath steady, no longer racing. At first, it feels strange, doesn't it? To not be reaching, proving, or waiting for the next emotional high. Your body almost misses the chaos, like a silence after too much noise. But that quiet is not emptiness. It's space, the kind that safety builds. Let's pause for a second. Think about how often love has felt like a performance. You sensed someone pulling away, so you became more pleasing, more available, more perfect. You overanalyzed every text, every pause, trying to fill the distance before it grew. That was never about manipulation, it was survival. When your attachment system learned that love could disappear, you learned to run faster to keep it near. But when you meet someone who doesn't need to be chased, that survival pattern has nowhere to go. You might feel restless, even guilty for relaxing. You might find yourself searching for problems that aren't there, just to feel something familiar. This is your nervous system detoxing from adrenaline. The emotional quiet feels wrong only because it's new. Imagine again that running track. For years, your muscles fired the same way. Sprint, collapse, repeat. It made sense back then. You had to run to feel safe. But now, standing still feels almost dangerous. Stillness awakens anxiety that once stayed hidden behind motion. That's why calm love can feel uncomfortable at first. It's not the love that's uneasy, it's the absence of tension. If you notice yourself in that space, take a slow breath. Notice your body's impulse. Maybe it wants to text first, explain yourself, apologize for being quiet, or chase reassurance. Instead, pause. Let your exhale stretch a little longer. Whisper to yourself, it's safe to stay still. You're not being distant, you're learning to receive. Have you ever noticed how your mind tries to create a spark when peace feels too gentle? It might start asking questions. Why isn't he more mysterious? Why doesn't he make me nervous? But that voice isn't intuition, it's habit. It's the echo of a nervous system that equates love with unpredictability. Here's the truth. Chemistry is not meant to feel like anxiety. Real connection won't spike your pulse, it'll regulate it. When someone's consistency makes your breathing slow down, that's not a lack of passion. That's emotional alignment. Let's slow down a little more. Notice what happens inside you when you picture someone showing up consistently. Your mind might whisper, that's too good to be true. Your body might tense, as if waiting for the twist. But what if this time there isn't one? What if the waiting itself is what kept you stuck in the old pattern? The woman who's used to chasing often confuses calmness with danger. She's spent years equating withdrawal with desire, silence with depth, effort with importance. So when someone doesn't make her chase, it feels disorienting. The rush fades, replaced by something quieter, a steadiness she hasn't known before. And here's something gentle to remember. Peace doesn't erase passion, it redefines it. Passion built on safety burns longer. It's not the spark that blinds you, it's the flame that warms you. Now, take one more slow breath. Place a hand over your chest. Feel the rhythm there, steady, not racing. That rhythm is what love can sound like when you stop running. Over time, the stillness begins to feel less foreign. You start to notice how much energy you used to spend decoding, worrying, and trying to be chosen. And suddenly, that energy becomes available for something else: joy, creativity, presence. You stop managing love and start experiencing it. The shift isn't about finding a man who never triggers you. It's about recognizing that when he doesn't, you don't need to create the storm yourself. Keep that awareness for a moment. Let it settle. The calm you feel isn't the absence of connection. It's the presence of safety. It's your nervous system remembering what rest feels like. Eventually, that stillness that once felt foreign begins to feel like home. The quiet that used to make you anxious becomes the very thing that grounds you. You start noticing the difference between tension and connection. And suddenly, peace feels alive, not empty. Let's pause for a second. Notice your breath, the rhythm of it, the way your chest rises and falls without you having to do anything. That's what love is meant to feel like. Something that moves naturally, not something you have to chase to keep alive. When you meet someone who doesn't make you run, your body is being invited to rest. It's learning that love doesn't need fixing, predicting, or performing, that you don't have to manage someone else's emotions to feel secure. You simply get to be. At first, this rest can feel like withdrawal. You might miss the rush of the old pattern, the drama, the guessing, the temporary highs. But those were just surges of cortisol and hope, not chemistry and care. What's coming alive now is something deeper, your nervous system finally trusting safety. Here's the truth. Love that doesn't make you chase doesn't mean it lacks passion. It means the passion is steady enough to stay. It's a slow flame, not a spark that burns out. You begin to feel how attraction expands when there's no fear of loss attached to it. When he listens without turning away, when he keeps showing up even when you're quiet, that's love teaching your body a new language. A language of calm, of receiving, of worth that doesn't depend on effort. You realize you're not waiting to be chosen anymore. You're allowing yourself to be loved. Take another slow breath. Notice your shoulders, how they don't need to rise so high anymore. That's what healing feels like. Your body slowly unclenching from years of emotional bracing. And when you catch yourself thinking, "It's too easy," remind yourself, that's not boredom talking. That's your old self missing the chaos she used to confuse for care. You're not losing intensity, you're gaining steadiness, the kind that lasts. Now imagine yourself walking off that running track completely. The field beyond it is soft and open. You don't hear the sound of footsteps behind you, no competition, no clock, just wind, grass, and space to breathe. That's what it feels like when love stops being a race. Healing doesn't mean you never feel the pull to chase again. It means when the urge comes, you smile softly and remember, I don't run for love anymore. You've changed the rhythm. You've changed the story. And maybe that's when you finally know the love that lets you stand still is the one that's safe to stay in. Before you go, tell me in the comments, what does calm love feel like in your body?